Hello and welcome to another video from the Fan Pub. It's Alan Sean.
Good to be back, and we're doing a mock draft today of Al's choosing, and this is the format he's decided upon.
Yeah, it's a 14-man PPR league, full point PPR. So
We are going into a live league, 14-man live league, aren't we? Middle of August, it would appear. That's one that we'll be taking part in. So it is not full point PPR. So this should be an interesting variance on that strategy. So we should be interested to see what we do with this one.
yeah,
Although a lot of the settings look quite similar, so it should be interesting.
let's just randomise our position
Okay.
first.
Well,
Blimey,
that never happens on
Hey,
the
what?
podcast. There we are. So there's a different ball game straight away. We don't often see that, me and Al. It's been many years since.
you can tell. You can tell it's a mock.
That's it, absolutely. It wouldn't be real life. So
I don't even have to hide any drafted players at the moment.
no. Okay, so we've got first pick. It's always a pleasure, and as this is a snake draft as well, you get the benefit of the first pick and the third. So it's a really nice situation to be in. Got the whole pick of the top five. Okay, you can go anywhere direction you want. Do we even bother to pass up Saquon Barkley, or do you feel there's
No, I'm happy to take him.
I think he's just, after all the news with Gordon and news on Ezekiel Elliott, you just want secure 200 point plus player. He's good as it
Exactly.
gets.
Let's lock him in. Let's not even think about it.
So that's that. So very happy with that. Let's move on. So who are we hoping for here at the end of the second? There'll be some good chances here. There's a few players I like. I know there's a few players you like. So yeah, looks good. I mean, there's a lot to like here. Not interested in the tight end they're recommended. Sorry, not buying into that here. I'm still looking to load more pieces into my team. So what are your thoughts here at this point?
I mean, if we could go wide receiver for balance, when neither of us are a fan of taking a tight end early.
No.
Keenan Allen, likely to have 100 catches. Adam Thielen,
Yep.
very good in PPR
Yep.
as well. I'd be happy with either of
Stephon
them.
Diggs, all
Diggs
right.
as well, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. You've got quite a few down there you like. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, Cooks is more of a big catch man, I'd say. He's deep downfield, stretch the field goal.
Yeah, do you know, funny enough, in this situation here, because we've got the bounce back pick as well to come, and there's a lot to like, I'd like to get a bit of balance, and I'm quietly happy taking Keenan Allen. I don't mind here.
Yeah,
In,
I thought he was one of your... You don't mind as long as you're taking me down with you, so...
No, because I know we've got the bounce back pick. It's not like I can't secure this player here. I can feel comfortable if I get this bit wrong, but the next bit right. It's not going to be like miles wrong, is it? It's Keenan Allen unless he gets injured. So,
Right, okay. So we could go Allen and Thielen.
and that's probably the most sensible thing to do. To be honest with you, it is 4-point PPR. We might as
By
well.
week 12 again, though.
Is it still on the same bye week?
Yeah,
it's
Allen
a long way
and-
out though. A lot can change in that time period. I mean, 12 weeks in, it's
Aaron Jones also interesting.
very interesting. And I would be very tempted personally to take him here, and I actually probably would. I probably would swerve to him personally over the two.
I think I'd probably just pick Thielen in PPR.
You just like him a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well let's give you that pick. So you get these guys, you lock them in. Let's go with that. You can't be too disappointed because you've got three great anchors for your team, and you know that they're going to give you some great return on that. So that feels pretty. I feel pretty safe with that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to catch a lot of
And
Derek.
there's still quite a lot to like.
I'm not touching Derrick Henry in PPR.
No, not in PPR. But I tell you what, though, given the fact that this is one of those sort of leagues you just have to shoot a little bit here. I really like. I mean, we're going into that round. I mean, there's some running backs there that are well worth a shot too. I don't mind them. So there's a few that I like. There's Deshaun Watson, who I think is going to be exceptional for this year. I'd quite like in PPR.
Yeah.
So I don't mind him either here because we've got the bounce back pick.
Although, do you think
go on.
quarterbacks are worth a bit less when you're playing PPR? All the other players are...
They don't actually make any difference in PPR generally, but the running ability does still stand out.
I know, but, obviously all the other players are getting points per catches, so they're all more valuable in a way.
Yeah, that would be the counter argument, but there aren't many elite quarterbacks. He's definitely one of them. He was in the top 5 last year. He could certainly achieve that this year. I don't mind him at all, but I suppose the counter argument is keep loading pieces up, so maybe that's the right thing to do. And Al makes
I'm not
compelling argument.
I'm not Alshon
I'm not
Jeffrey.
Alshon. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll make an executive decision here.
Yeah.
I'm taking Philip Lindsay here at this point because I think
Okay.
he's a steal. He's a potential 3 down back, and I'm not buying into Royce Freeman because Royce Freeman has to beat him out, and this guy plays all the heart
Lindsay's
you
a
desire.
better catcher, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's going to help us a lot to stabilise.
We've got the bounce back pick, so
you've got a lot you can look at there and think, okay, where do we go next? Now, there's still players to like on all sides of the ball. There's quite a lot to like here. I mean, we could take the flyer on Derrick Henry, but I think he's a 2 down back, and that worries me that you haven't got that PPR upside for him, so I'm kind of not as keen.
now, if it was standard, I probably would pull the trigger.
Yeah. But the quarterbacks are holding. There's a lot of good ones, so you're right. We probably don't have to worry. We don't have to go up the board. Should we get a third wide receiver? I think we should. And I'll tell you what we should do is, why don't we anchor these two guys together? Why don't we take Mike Williams and Keenan Allen together? I mean, Williams.
No, I don't like that.
You don't want to take
two
him
on the same team.
ever.
And I think Williams is slightly less valuable in PPR because
You want more
he's
catches.
more of a touchdown guy. Yeah.
All right, then. Well, what about this for a counterintuitive thought? I mean, he could still be there the next round we come around to pick, but let's keep him on our radar. Why don't we look at somebody like a Will Fuller then, who might fall back to us later?
Again, I think he's a big catch guy, and he's a lot. I'd rather take Williams over him.
Okay.
Same with Robinson, Robbie Anderson. He's another big down the field catch.
Well, why don't we do this then? We've got Philip Lindsay, so why don't we take Chris Carson then? A guy who
I'm happy to take Carson.
A guy who did all three phases of the game, blocking, passing, and catching, and put the other bloke on his back. Really, old Penny. So we've still got options to come back here.
Happy to fill the.
You've got to feel comfortable with that 5, and that should make you feel more safe, more secure around them. Pretty good. Some nice players. Anybody there that stands out for you?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I quite like Tevin Coleman. I
Yeah.
think he's somebody that will get a lot of catching work.
Yeah. Okay.
Tight ends, big fans. Austin Hooper could have a bigger year, but
So I think
I'd probably rather take another piece.
I think we just keep loading pieces. The key is we're at a point of the draft where you're not going to get everything perfect. So what you have
I
to
think
do
if
is
I was
look
taking a
cheap.
running back, I'd take Tevin Coleman. And if I was taking a wide receiver, I might take a chance on Sterling Shepard just because he could be the number one there. Just catches why.
Do you know, that makes a lot of sense to me. Why don't you lock those two into this team? Because at the very least, we're denying other people that opportunity. So put them in. I like Tevin Coleman because he's not our top 3, so that's perfectly safe for me. And if there is anything wrong, we haven't risked anything. And if you're right about Sterling Shepard, then he could get 75 upwards catches, and that's arguably low end wide receiver 1 numbers at quite a cheap price. So a useful piece for when we're manoeuvring our team around.
Yeah, he's a nice little bench filler there.
And it could be a trade piece on top of something else later. So
we've still got the same QBs available that we had
nothing's
last round.
changed, and I'm still not worried about quarterbacks yet. So there's still players deep down there. I don't have a problem with them. I'm not worried about it. So you're quite happy to keep loading. I mean, Vance McDonald now becomes a real bargain. Pittsburgh, arguably, he's got to be. I mean, at this point of the draft, he'd be pick 8 or 9.
Do you think we could wait though and get Delaney Walker in the next?
I do think we can, and Delaney Walker upside looking better all the time with him coming back to camp and all the news trending upwards. I really like it.
He's avoided the.
He does what he always does. He's a seasoned professional. He goes under the radar. I'm not saying that he's necessarily going to play all the games, but just as a cheap tight end that could deliver bigger numbers than his ADP, he's about as good as
I quite like to take a shot on here.
Yeah, go
on. Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh. Yeah, you only have to mention the name and I'm all over it. I mean, he's recovered so well, and I don't want to wait for him.
He's a class player, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was right up the top of the charts before he got
not
injured.
injured anymore.
He's not injured. Just take him. We won't hesitate here. And then, do you want to balance with another running back?
Yeah.
Who do you like the look of here?
Well, I'm sure McCoy starts. McKinnon. He's a bit of a cuff to our player.
Well, we believe McCoy starts, but the thing is, we don't know what's going to happen.
I quite like. I mean. You've got Naheem Hines.
He
caught more balls than any other rookie running
back.
back.
I like him a lot.
Ito I like as well.
Yeah, and if I had to pick one of those guys, the one you're hovering over, Ito Smith, would appeal to me just purely because there's no risk attached. We're wondering if Freeman is all the way back, and if he isn't, it's a high octane offense playing a lot of their games inside a dome.
What do you think about LaShawn McCoy though? Could start.
He could, but he could be cut. I mean, as much as there's no
I'd rather
risk,
take the younger guy.
As much as there's no risk, the truth is I'm still wasting a shot at players that are available before others jump on them and if they get hit.
We didn't take Big Vance, did we?
No,
we got about him. But
it doesn't matter.
Because we were going to look at Delaney Walker, who is still there.
Still there, yeah.
And Cam's still there as well.
Yeah, and that's cheap for Cam. I mean, at this point, surely that's an ADP steal. I would take Cam now.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, you can't really argue it. Why they're suggesting
he's had a shoulder surgery for the second time in 3 years.
There's a
2017, 2009.
He has been top upside before. There's a lot to like, and frankly, you could argue he's going to give you a good, decent set of fantasy numbers. There's no issue there.
I'm happy to lock Cam in.
because it's very easy, and then you can
Austin
go off.
Hooper, Delaney Walker for
I like Delaney Walker. He's just so safe. By week 11, though,
I'm very happy to
so safe. And our team has got late bye weeks generally across the board, which is really good, to be honest.
Apart from Tevin Coleman.
But that doesn't bother us because we need him later anyway, really, so that's okay. So here we are. We've got... I don't think we're going to bother with the defence or kicker, are we? We're just going to let them roll away.
Chicago Bears still there.
Well, if they were there, I would take them here at this point of a draft because it's ludicrous to turn down what could be fantastic. So I don't think that'll happen in many of the leagues we're in because the defence will go a lot earlier. But if that was the situation,
of course, you take Greg the Leg as well.
Yeah,
you will think they're going to give you a bigger upside than
they are, and Greg the Leg will get you that 150. You take Greg here as well. Take the defence and kick Aurelian Sioux Falls.
Chicago Bears scored 190 points last year.
Yeah,
I mean that is a hell of an upside.
I mean, even I can't knock that they could do 150 plus, and Greg the Leg could give you 150 plus. And normally I only look for 100 for my defence and my kicker, so there's 100 points I've improved.
If those two had gone, we probably would have ignored.
Wouldn't even bothered.
But when they're there, you can't.
It just comes a point. It's just
can't look a gift horse in
and this is looking really well to the finish line. We've got one pick left. We can shoot for the fences here. Let's look at the players that are around and pick a player out that could have big upside here. So we probably have to go down the charts a little bit and start looking at them.
Yeah. Right. I'll make one. I mean, we've still got Kirk Cousins. If we're worried about Cam's shoulder, we could pick up him.
But I think because there is a lot of quarterbacks
so
out
many there,
that
and
if we had to go to the waiver wire to find someone, I believe we could.
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about it. I'd rather shoot for the fences here.
Or Philip Rivers.
Yeah, and again, that would be a very good stack to have. But again, I don't think we need to worry.
There's every chance that Duke gets traded, Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
And that could... He is a real pass catcher.
He is, yeah.
I mean, he's a specialist.
You make a good argument for him, and that makes sense.
And even half the season, Cleveland are going to be without Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. What about... we're swinging for fences here, right? Right. We're just that's all we're doing. We're just going to let the dice fall where they will. Can we go down the ADP list a bit further? Because I think guys I'd be looking at here are even further down. So let's look at the wide receiver list in a bit more detail. So can we go into more on that just to see who else is out there? You can make a compelling case as a real throw of the dark for your JJ Whiteside
but again, he's more of a red zone.
Yeah,
I think
so
in PPR,
maybe standard he's probably better.
You want someone playing the slot. I mean, maybe Randall Cobb.
No, I'm not.
Never
going to do that. There's nobody else on that
Albert Wilson.
Yeah, there's nobody else on that list. I'm
Wilson.
quite comfortable. Can we look
Albert
at
Wilson?
No. Can we look at the other running back list as well, a bit more deeper down, just to see if there's anybody else on that?
When you see Alfred Blue, you stop going down.
You don't start to worry.
You don't go down any further.
I might be swinging for the fences, but I don't think we need to go any further down than that. That's not really going to do us anything.
I think you're crashing into the fences if you were...
Yeah, so we're kind of looking at an impasse on these. I'm not really seeing anything that really appeals. So I probably hear...
Didn't Albert Wilson have a steady...
There is one player that stands out if you were making a case, other than taking a wide receiver, which would make sense to fill the bench, just have a second, but I don't really want to do that because I think there's going to be out, because this is a smaller league, there are still going to be quarterbacks out there in the waivers available to pick up. What about Dallas Goedert, tight end, if anything happens to Zach Ertz?
But again, I think he's not going to catch a lot of passes.
But what if anything happens to the other guy?
I think he's more of a red zone beast.
So you think he's not really dominant player? So it's...
Well, I like him. I do like him. I mean, I'd be very quick to the waiver, to the free agency pool if something happened to Ertz, definitely.
Sure. So we'll just leave it and just go with the quarterback then, because there's nobody there that's really appealing.
Do you know what? I think Albert Wilson is quite appealing.
Is that because you think there aren't many players there that can really produce any kind of numbers, and he could get 60 balls, 70 balls, that kind of number?
Yeah, well, I'm just going to have a look, actually, how many...
Because it's potentially possible he could get 60, 70 catches. It's possible. And at this price is so cheap.
In
and
PPR, I'm sure he had a fairly decent year.
He had some big plays. That's for sure.
He had quite a few... I'm just trying to find him, sorry.
That's okay.
Because... It's worth checking.
So what we're doing here is we're on the final pick. There's no pressure of time, which is
so
often
even
the
though
case.
it's a mock, we take it very seriously.
We're still, weighing up. We like looking back at the mock drafts that we've done, then we have a look at some of those teams later on and see how they would have done or how we feel they could have done in a league. Generally, I like that, and it's been useful to judge how well you're doing actually, because these mocks have got to have meaning behind them. So Al's rightly weighing it up. If we had a doubt here, or I was under any pressure on a time-sensitive nature, I'd probably take a quarterback, and I probably would take Kirk Cousins if I was under time pressure.
Yeah, it's not as good as I thought, to be honest. He had one big game, really.
So why don't we take Kirk?
Yeah.
Take Kirk for safety in case anything happens to Cam.
Or
and
even Brady.
Yeah,
haven't they got one of the best?
Yeah, solid.
I mean, Stafford's got the best QB schedule this year.
So take him. Let's not argue it. Just take it based off schedule. It's the last pick of our draft board. It's safe. If anything happens to Cam, we can roll this.
What
guy
about Brady though? Isn't he?
Yeah, of course it's Brady, but in the numbers he's 41. They are slowly going the other way. So
that's
yeah.
Stafford.
A plus, 97 out of 100. I'm not really too surprised. I mean, if you look at it logically, I mean, it's a great draft because you've got safety valve for 2 quarterbacks, and you're going to be in the fight with those numbers.
So here's our team. So Cam Newton, I'll be quite happy with him. He's got a big upside.
And if anything was wrong, you got Matthew Stafford, and as you said, looking at the schedule, which Al's done, which is a very wise move here. There's a lot of nice matchups for Stafford, so we feel, if he had to, Cam wasn't quite firing on all cylinders, you could roll Matthew Stafford into the lineup. You've got arguably the number 1 running back in fantasy football if all goes according to plan, but we've backed that up with a few decent shots. I mean, I like Philip Lindsay as well in PPR.
I do, in PPR.
I like Chris Carson to outperform and outduel Penny, but even if it's a split backfield, you don't mind that in PPR.
I mean, Allen and Thielen probably had 100 catches each last year, at least.
And he's kind of maturing into a great wide receiver. Keenan Allen, I'm warming to more and more.
What?
So
you never a minute ago.
No, he's all right. He's okay. At that ADP, he's all right in PPR. I'm not too bad about it. It's okay. It doesn't worry me. It was just I didn't want to pay a big premium for him. I'm not worried here, and not with this team. We had the bounce back picks. I think those two are okay. They're solid anchors.
So Keenan Allen, let's just have a look at his catches last year. So
he was great. We can work this out.
Yeah, 97 catches last year. So that's 97
points. How many yards?
1,200 yards.
So that's another 120. So you're already over 200. So that's near 210.
Touchdowns.
So 210 and 36 on top. Sorry, 210 and 30. So 240 points. Any running stats on that?
I've moved off him now.
Right, that's fine. So, I mean, again, solid as they come. You take that all day long.
And Adam Thielen, he was wide receiver 1 for ages until he
got knocked and injured. He was doing really well. But you've
so
got...
again, 113 catches for Adam Thielen. Yeah.
Which is
1,300 yards.
Yeah, you can't...
And 9 touchdowns.
You'd have to be happy with that team. Yeah. You can't be disappointed.
We've got the best running back in football. We got 2 really, really solid wide receivers.
You've got upside at the running back 2 position. You've got a great flex spot because one of those running backs will be super useful.
Well, I'm Tevin Coleman. I think you
got
play
Emmanuel. You got Emmanuel Sanders. If he's all the way back, which it looks like he is, then even if it's only a low wide receiver 2 numbers in a team like ours at bye week time, that's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that.
And it could be matchups. How many catches Sanders had last year?
He was doing well. He was also in the mix for one of the best wide receivers in the league till he got injured. So he was doing great.
Think of that upside. Then 3 in your team.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about that team. No wonder it got 97 out of 100. I mean, I guess it's going off last year's stats would be the only argument, but we didn't pick them for those reasons. We picked them because we think they can do that for us.
Yeah, I mean, Sanders is still going stupidly low, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's going very, very low.
Well, they even still had him as injured, which isn't the case. He's back from his injury. He's a full go.
I don't think he's a full go, but he's
pretty close, isn't it?
He had 71 catches in 12 games.
Well, let's put it this way. He's not on the PUP list, is he? So that tells you everything you need to know.
71 catches he had in 12 games.
Yeah, what would he have had if he'd stayed? I mean, that would have been an interesting debate.
Well, add another quarter onto that.
Well, let's say he ended up with 90, 95, somewhere in that range.
Not bad for a bench player.
Not bad for your bench,
868 yards and 4
I feel I'd be very comfortable with that team going up against people and feel that our team can outmuscle them on some games and the matchups will work for us. So, yeah, you'd feel good about that.
We've got the best defence and best kicker in the game.
Yeah,
nice thing to have. And Delaney Walker we like down as a late
You'd be laughing all the way to the bank with this team because I just feel if that was the case, you'd be capitalising on other people's misery and pain because that team can do anything on any given week, and that's what you want. You want a team that can fight for you every week, give you a chance to get the W, and that's what it'll do.
And the thing about having a good bench is you can play the matchups every week.
Well, you've got options. If Emmanuel Sanders started really well and Tevin Coleman started well, and you wanted to use those 2 pieces to get another good player for your team, you could. So you could add a really good player in that you like the look of. By trading away to, if you wanted to.
There you go. The software gave us an A+. What do you give us?
Did we miss something? And that's the key. Did you think we missed something? And if we did, please tell us what it was. And some of you had pointed out some great things in some of the mocks about what they might have done differently.
Yeah, Matt Breeder from...
We appreciate that advice. I also like the fact that it was pointed out on that they felt that some of the advice on when to take the tight end was the right call in that video. Thank you for those. they do make us think.
Magic would have
about
taken Breeder, which is
it's a good
I'm a
shout.
big fan of Breeder as well,
Yeah,
so I'm surprised.
it's a very good shout. And
If you look on this one, I did look, and he'd gone 2 picks before our pick, and with a round, I'd have been happy to take him. So
there we are. An A plus team, another good mock draft. If only it was that easy in real life.
Yeah, if I could get that to I'd be
That'll
very
never
happy.
happen in any of our.
Well, we got
drafts.
pick 1 for a start.
Yeah, that was nice. We'll come back and do more of these as the season unfolds.
What do you think? Do you like the team? If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. We've got lots more videos, profiles, other mock drafts, 16-man, 12-man.
We're still going to have bold prediction lists to come later on in the
lots
season,
more to come with.
and they should be here just ready for you just before the end of the season. So you've got all the top bold 12.
Well, you want to get all the information, don't you? So you got the do not draft list coming up, the top sleepers, and all that sort of thing. All the goodness coming up. So hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, and
keep commenting, and we'll see you on the next one.